So these are major financial mistakes that people make while they are in the US temporarily, and these mistakes cost them their financial freedom at many levels. This is Chaitanya Samphara, faculty at the College of Business, University of Texas, Arlington. Some of these are actually not financial mistakes. If you have proper immigration status, if you are a green card holder or a citizen, it could be okay. But for others, these are quite some blunders. That said, some of these financial mistakes are actually applicable to all. So please watch out for these top mistakes. Mistake number 1 is when you eat out too much. See, the thing is that you should always be skillful at one basic human need, that is feeding yourself. If you can actually cook for yourself, there's nothing like it. Cooking is a very important and a handy skill, and I strongly recommend that if you are going to come to the US, you better learn how to cook for yourself. And the mistake of eating out also includes when you, let's say, just get a simple coffee from Starbucks, which costs $3 to $4, and it adds up. If you make coffee at home, it might cost you just around 50 cents. It's a huge price difference, and these differences can actually add up over time. This is not to say that you should not eat out at all, and you should not get coffee or tea or whatever from outside at all. Occasionally it is okay, but it is better to not to make it a habit where you do this every single day. Second mistake is when you buy frozen and packaged food from outside. See, that food has already been cooked and then it has been frozen. It is not just expensive, it is actually also unhealthy. And this, in relation to the previous mistake, if you rather cook for yourself, it will actually help you in the long run. Frozen and packaged food is not good. The third mistake is very important for you to know. See, a lot of times we buy our groceries from a normal store such as Kroger, Walmart, if you have Tom Thumb, or there are so many other stores. And what these stores do is that they sell products at a very small quantity. However, if you buy the same products from a wholesale retailer such as Costco and Sam's Club, it will actually cost you a lot less. Mistake number 4 is getting enticed by sales and discounts. See, all these companies that often offer sales actually asking you to spend your money so that you can save money. If you actually don't need it, just don't buy it. A lot of these companies run their promotional events. For example, I always get emails from Brook Brothers. It's a clothing retailer. Brook Brothers sends me deals such as these $300 shirts will cost you only $200. Now, the point is that they are still trying to make me spend those $200 where I may or may not need those products. So be careful and don't fall for all these sales and discounts. Mistake number 5 is buying products off the shelves. Let's say you go to Walmart or Best Buy, whichever store, and then you are looking to buy some kind of electronics, let's say. Now, before you actually make the purchase, you should want to consider looking up online. And if there is a store that is selling the same product at cheaper price, you can actually ask your store to match the price, and then they will likely match the price for you. That way you can actually save a lot more money. Mistake number 6 is of watching cable TV. See, the thing is that in today's day and age, you can always stream. You can actually buy for streaming services. Paying for cable, you are actually paying for a lot of channels, most of which you will not even watch. So it's pretty much a waste of time when you can actually get a good internet connection and you can actually watch everything on your computer. Not just that, you have products like Apple TV, Roku and whatnot. You can actually stream your content on your TV. Mistake number 7 is when you take flights rather than drive on moderate distances. For example, I live in Dallas area, but I have family and my colleagues in Atlanta. Now it is around 900 miles drive from here to Atlanta. Now I can easily take a flight which will cost me around $250 to $300 both ways combined. The thing is that it takes around 4 to 5 hours to actually get to home in Atlanta. It takes about half an hour for me to get to the airport. Then you have to go through this checking process, getting into the flight, then flying for 2.5 hours, and then from airport in Atlanta to my uncle's home is about an hour drive. All of that comes close to about 5 hours. Now, if I'm willing to drive for a few more hours, on the top of that, the one-way driving gas price is roughly around $70 to $80, which means that for $160 to $180, roughly around that range, I can actually make both my trips going to and coming back from Atlanta. Now, while I'm in Atlanta, I will still have my own car, right? That is the biggest advantage that you can get if you can actually drive moderate distances. Of course, it would not apply to you if you are trying to go to a place which is much further away. It is probably not worth driving for 2 or 3 days if you are going on a short trip. But if you are trying to go to a place for a week or two, you should consider driving if it takes not more than a day. The mistake number 8 is relying too much on credit cards. See, try and not to spend the money that you really don't have. If you are unable to pay the full amount on your credit card bill, the credit card company will charge you heavy interest. It is better to avoid paying that much interest, which also spoils your credit history. Simply put, do not purchase things on your credit card that you cannot truly afford. Mistake number 9 is when you buy a brand new car and an expensive car. See, the thing is that you might actually fill your fantasies by buying a luxury expensive car, but it comes with a great price. You have to pay very high insurance on that car. On the top of that, the gas could be more expensive if that car requires premium fuel. On the top of that, you have to take that car through servicing. And let's say if you buy a Mercedes, if you take your Mercedes to a Mercedes dealership for repairs, you will never come out with a bill less than $500. It is actually in the range of a few $1,000s every single time. Each and every part of that car can be expensive. I'm not saying that you should not do such things at all. If that is what you really want to do, go ahead, but it will cost you a lot more than a normal car would. So you don't have to agree with this, but if you're temporarily in this country, you might as well just focus on saving rather than living through this temporary luxury. That said, it is your life, you can do whatever you want, it is just a suggestion. And final mistake is a mistake that I have mentioned quite a few times in my previous videos, and quite a few of you actually oppose this suggestion. Do not buy expensive homes if your immigration status is not guaranteed. If you are on H1B visa, buying a home is actually quite a big liability. You will have to pay home insurance, you will have to pay property tax, electricity bill, water bill. All these expenses will be a lot more as compared to your life in an apartment. If you are living in an apartment, let's say, all the maintenance and all these things are taken care of by the management. If you are living in your own home, you'll also have to pay homeowners association fee, and all these expenses can really add up. Now, I cannot say that you should definitely take all these suggestions from me, but these are some things that you should definitely consider if your immigration status in this country is not guaranteed. Thank you for watching. Jai Hind and God bless America.